Good day, ladies and gents. Welcome to the FairwayFit Golf Podcast, where two friends get together to talk about how we are trying to look good, feel good, and play good. Let's go. Welcome back, Fairway Fit Golf fans. We are back, episode 12 of season number 3. We are here. I've got Greg. How are we doing, Greg?
Oh, living the dream, just staying busy.
We also got Stevie P, as we're going to have a little bit of a twist.
Becoming a regular on it. We're going to have to start paying it like loyalties and stuff. Or not loyalties, royalties.
Yeah. Royalties of 0 goes a long way.
Exactly.
So, we are back with Tips from the Pros. Stevie P is with us, but got a little bit of a twist that we will get to. But Greg, how's the move? In the house? I know we're in the house. I know we're got anything, but I know you've been busy. How's it going?
Being busy is always a good thing. We basically, as most people know and have heard, if they've ever listened over the last 3 seasons, I like to burn the midnight oil. So I've been transitioning to the garage now and trying to get that project done and completed. So I've pulled 2 all-nighters. I've been staying up late, and basically I think in the last 3 days I've gotten 6 hours of sleep. But still went to work today. Still planning on doing more work on the garage this evening after we're done here. So
what about the golf game? Where are we doing at the golf game?
I will say this: the only thing I've had is a click stick in my hand in the weight room. I have not hit a live ball in about a week and a half.
So major number 2 tomorrow. We ready to go?
Tell you the truth. Sometimes I play a little bit better when I don't practice and I don't get in my head and I don't go into it with any expectations besides how hopefully I can make contact with the ball. But
well, I know we got a lot of golf coming up, so hopefully you're starting to get yourself out there.
Yes, I literally
isn't going to go anywhere.
I literally had I had another person that's going down to the Gents Cup text me and was like, "Hey," he was like, "You locked in for Gents Cup?" And I was like, "No. Furthest thing from it. I actually could probably not tell you exactly where the ball is going to go, or if I'd even make contact with the ball right now." So.
Well, I played today, and I didn't know where the ball was going either, and I have hit some balls lately. So, but not like Stevie P, who got to play in the club. Fortunately, Steve and I are actually members of the same club out here, and he got to play in the member guest. Steve, little recap. How'd it go?
Well, it was good, man. The tournament's a blast. Every year, right around March, I just hope that they call my number in the lottery, and I've been fortunate enough to have my number called the last few years. And I bring my dad, which is a treat. In spite of his urging to find a better partner, as he puts it. But, I like playing 3 days of golf with him. It's uninterrupted time, and you only get so much of that time, and I'm going to spend it with him. But, member guest was fun. We had great weather coming out of all the rain we had. So that was a plus. A little bit of
he definitely had phenomenal weather. I mean, maybe a little breeze. I mean, it's always breezy over here at Stoneleigh, but maybe a little bit stronger on Saturday. But I mean, mid 70s, maybe touching 80. I mean, it could not have been any better for you guys.
I mean, it was shorts and pullover weather for a good portion of the day, and then if it got hot, you could take it off if you wanted to. I kept it on. Because I'm superstitious. I was playing well. I kept it on. I had 1 tee in my pocket, and I kept the hoodie on. And
lock the juices in. Lock the juices in.
But yeah, we played well. We won our flight, so we made it into the shootout. Unfortunately, we did not make it through the first hole. We had the golf gods not shining down on us after my tee shot. My dad was in a rough spot, and I don't know of anybody who could have come out of the spot he was in, but it was a good 3 days. I always look forward to it, and it's a bonus when we can win. We play in a tough flight with the difference between mine and my dad's handicap. So a lot of dots on the scorecard. I think I gave
just not on your side.
No, I think the least amount of shots I gave to anybody for 9 holes was 6.
Wow.
So that's a lot of shots to give, but I'm used to it.
You're playing a bunch of meat.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm used to it. So
I think that's me, but
well,
I think that's me. I'm getting rid of.
So, but to touch real quick on the superstitious thing. So played the practice rounds and played well.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I fell asleep on the couch in the basement that night And
Tell me you wore the same thing the next day.
no, hang on. Friday we play well. We take the most points in our flight and get home. I'm obviously very tired. Played 27 holes, but I'm also on the back end of like 7 out of 8 days in a row playing. And I tell my wife I'm going to sleep on the couch tonight because I did last night and I played well rolling into the next day. So I did. Woke up, my neck was sore, my back was hurting. I stretched for 45 minutes or so, and I took 6 Advil and had a beer and was like, let's see what we got. So, I think I might,
That's awesome.
I think I'm going to skip that superstition next year. I'll just sleep in my own bed,
Yeah. I mean, you spend good money on a bed. You might as well sleep.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a good time over there.
Great crowd, yeah.
I was up there at the range quite a bit, and me and a buddy actually we snuck into one of the dinners there and helped ourselves out. But no, great time. Maybe something we could do. Fortunately, I get to play with my brother in one in the next couple weeks. Hopefully, I'll have a nice little feedback from that as well too.
Yeah.
But we might be able to help you out a little bit with the stiff neck and everything. So, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. Before, want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Back9 of Leesburg. They are an elite indoor golf facility. Make sure you are checking it out if you're in the area. Their grand opening is this Friday, which will be right after this episode releases, and we will be there. Come check us out. Come say hi. We got some stuff that we're going to have out for everybody to come take a peek at. But check us out. It's from 2 to 8. Check out their full scene simulators. Check out the putt view. But they're starting up all their founding memberships right now. So please check them out.
We'll be charging $2 a picture of us. Do you want a picture with us? $2.
We only give you $2 to take a picture of us. But yeah, if you sign up right now, I know they're accepting public tee times. If you want to get your second hour free, FairwayFitBOGO will get your second hour free. But check them out at the back9.com/Leesburg-Virginia. And come check us out Friday, June 5th, 2 to 8 p.m., Back9 of Leesburg for their grand opening. But yeah, so another season that we're in, I know a lot of people are in member guest season, but today we're recording. It is June 1st. I hope everybody got their Masters tickets lottery in for today.
I was about to say,
how'd we do?
Oh, I got them locked in and
well, Steve, you probably played in the
I asked.
No.
Stevie P will be like, wow, back in 99, I played Augusta, and it was actually pretty mid of the road.
Let me tell you something.
I
shot an even 69, it wasn't great.
There'd be like a mural of me at Augusta back here if I had played there. But, I put in once, didn't get in. My dad put in twice, got in both times, went once, gave up the tickets to a buddy, and then didn't get in. And I kind of had this realization that the coverage is just so good. I don't know that I need to go to the Masters. I know that that's like blasphemy to say that, kind of. If I go, which I would love to.
Especially as a superintendent, I would say, like, you also want to see the grounds.
I just want to see what the elevation looks like. I want to go to a practice round, and then I want to leave immediately and then go home and watch all the coverage.
You don't put in for the lottery and then get tickets like for the rest of your life.
I know.
We're only asking to go down one time. Greg and I have talked about this multiple times that we would probably not, go every year, even if we were given something like that. But I think just going the once, you gotta be experienced in person. And I would love to do the practice round, the par 3 course.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't turn down Sunday tickets if I had that opportunity, but
I think
for 1 year, I think I can sacrifice, sit there and watch a little bit.
I think I would get addicted and have to just go every year if I kept getting it. That's the problem is like you go once and you want to go,
I actually think my wife would get more addicted than mine, than myself. And she'd want to go to make sure. I mean, all I know is I can at least afford the lunches there.
Right. Well,
that's about the only thing.
My wife wants.
Stevie would make his own green jacket. And start
right. Lime green jacket. Yeah, no. My wife wants me to put in for the Open Championship, so we have a reason to go to Scotland or Ireland.
Okay.
So she's like, hey, put in for that one. And I'm like, okay, well, Georgia's 8 hours south and Scotland is 6 hours over the Atlantic, or
No,
whatever
it's
it is,
more than that.
whatever it is.
Yeah, it's 12-hour travel, with if you add everything in.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, depending on where you're going. Next year though, the Open is at the old course.
I know.
I mean, it's like a 3 out of 4 trifecta next year.
Yeah.
Because you have Pebble Beach, obviously Augusta every year, and then the Open, and then Frisco PGA. PGA.
Yeah,
Frisco, I'm sorry.
Not to get off tangent, but the PGA doesn't really have like a home, which is nice, but it's also kind of like, if you say U.S. Open, what's the first club that comes to mind? Oakmont for me.
Oakmont,
Oakmont, Shinnecock, right?
Basket,
Marion,
flag.
maybe Pebble,
Marion.
maybe.
I'd like Whistling Straits in there. I mean,
Yeah.
I would put that in there.
But
I know that's a little bit of the
I don't know.
PGA.
I would throw Beth Page in there.
Yeah,
too.
Bethpage for sure.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Bethpage for sure. But like the PGA doesn't have anything, and I wouldn't think that they would because they travel around. But it's like, where do you go with the PGA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I listened to No Laying Up a lot,
Yeah.
and they were talking about this.
Yeah.
And
What's
it was
it-
actually
what's
pretty
it trying
humorous,
to
and they're
be?
like, yeah, what is their identity? And they're like, yeah, they're definitely skipping next year because you're not going to be able to match those 3. And then
No.
all of a sudden, let's try to be the 4th. They're going to go after the following year, maybe make a good run at.
Like, welcome to the PGA from South Riding.
Honestly, I think the PGA, and I don't know if I heard this, or it would be cool if it traveled. I don't think internationally, but it is the PGA Championship. There's more than one PGA. There's Australian PGA. There's, Canadian PGA. I don't know. There's all these different PGAs. It'd be cool if it was more like maybe it was an international tournament. Because
what if even Dominican Republic, Teeth of the Dog, go down there and do something absolutely crazy.
Bring it to a new environment. Anyways, that's a tangent. We don't have to.
That could be. It's a whole nother episode.
Exactly.
We'll keep one down.
How can we fix the PGA?
Well,
we fix golf.
3 of us.
Check that out.
Yeah, just see us, and we get free tickets for life.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, I like that.
And free airfare and travel expenses.
As long as it's not free tickets to Augusta, because Steve's not going.
No, I'm not gonna go to the practice round.
Steve's like, I just want one practice round, and then I'm never coming back. I'm gonna buy one tee from Augusta and just keep it in my pocket.
I would have,
but it can't be there if I have another tee that I'm playing with.
All right. So let's talk now. Normally, we are very fortunate to have Stevie P, the pro, on for Tips of the Pro, and he gives us different advice and different things about our games, or maybe even just the regular golfer can do. But today we're going to twist it a little bit. We're going to kind of flip the switch, and what we're going to talk about is we're going to bring back something that we love to focus on. That's the fitness and the training side of golf. So, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of put the pro here through a little bit of a questionnaire, kind of go over and figure out what he does right now in his maybe window of things to get better at golf, and maybe bring him a little bit off the course and give him some sort of fitness regimen. Greg's going to kind of bounce back some questions and kind of lead this, and then we'll see where we go from. So Greg, let's see what he's doing. See how many push-ups he can go. Ready?
I was about to say, this is like this a 2-minute push-up test start. We'll time it.
As long as I don't find out that I should probably be wheelchair bound, I'll probably be okay with the result of this. How is this that you're mobile? But.
Yeah. Now remember, before we get into this, we do need to remember Steve is like 2 to 3 years younger than both of us. Although we've had this debate many times, and let us know in the comments if you agree with that or don't agree with that. But I do kind of lead the charge here, and then Greg is. I don't even think Greg's 12 months younger than I am, but pretty darn close. And then a couple years back, so we got Steve here because if you remember back last year when we had him on, we both thought he was playing the TaylorMade bubbles, the brown burner when it
he was like, I have no clue what you're talking about, guys.
No idea. They weren't even. Wasn't even around then, but no. So let's see how it goes. We'll keep the fitness age out of this.
Okay.
Right
yeah.
So we'll start baseline question. Steve, if you had to say, like, in a nutshell, what you do for fitness, what would it be?
Well, unfortunately, what I do for fitness is mostly my job currently.
Okay.
So I work outside.
Hey, manual labor is still a damn good thing.
I'll say that it's gotten less and less as I've gotten a larger office. It's a little bit easier for me to not
your name on the door.
not do anything. I supervise a lot of people doing physical activity, but not so much myself. When I'm not at work, I do stretch frequently, and I'll just qualify the rest of this questionnaire by saying I definitely don't work out or do as much physical training as I should outside of stretching. I do a lot of stretching. I've always been pretty mobile, pretty flexible, and I don't want to lose that range of motion. It's one of the big reasons why I've been able to keep distance in my game as I've gotten older is my range of motion. I can touch my toes and do all that stuff, but trying to keep, especially in my back as I've gotten older, just in my line of work, you sit on mowers, you sit on equipment, you do all this stuff. A lot of times sitting around, even though it's not in an office setting. So I have noticed that my back is something I really pay attention to. I try to do a lot of stretching in like my glutes and lower back, a lot of twisting. When I do get the chance, I try to do some stuff that is core stuff. So it supports, it'll support my trunk. I'm trying to get more back into that now because as I've been playing more and more, I've noticed, getting tired and just.
I mean, when older people
soreness.
hit it farther than you, kind of hurts your feelings.
But that
I do grind on those.
I will say I asked the question, but like I never assumed that you would like give me the back in my college days, I was a 300 gram protein a day and I was benching 225. You never struck me as like the meathead mentality ever. But you also didn't strike me as the guy that like never worked out. So so happy medium. I mean, tell you the truth, when it comes to manual labor, I don't care. You can build a hell of a body, a hell of a fitness base from manual labor. I don't care digging trenches and like, basically raking a bunker is going to work yourself out to the point where some people would get tired doing that. So, simple and easy. So yes, mobility is huge in golf and basically range of motion. You basically hit all of the key things of like, rotational, ability and core stability and everything like that. So what I did was I kind of came up with like a 4-day a week golf fitness regimen.
Okay.
And basically the way that I kind of, without even talking to you, because I just kind of got my feelings for you, what it was like, okay, how would this
for you or through you? There we go.
How would Stevie feel about a fitness regimen? What would he want to focus on? So basically a lot of it was like keeping and developing power because you like to hit the ball far.
I do.
Rotational stability and rotational power, core stability and core power, and then basically explosiveness and mobility matched together. So basically I kind of split it up into 4 different days. So I just threw it out kind of a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday so that you have
that
days off and whatnot. Obviously Saturday, with you being in kind of tournament season, you might have to back off on that. This might be more so of a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then roll into your weekend and just focus on mobility for the weekend when you're playing 27 or 36 holes a weekend. But day one would be lower body, hit the legs. I am not a chest day Monday guy. I hate going to the gym on Mondays. Actually, I used to love going to the gym on Mondays because everybody else would be flooding to the benches and I'd be walking to the squat rack. So I love hitting legs on Mondays. So a lower body power day and and mixed with rotational ability. So I kind of built a warm up for you. I won't go through everything, but like world's greatest stretch, hip airplanes, walking lunges with rotation, leg swings, banded lateral walks, or some people call them monster walks. And then we'll go through a little bit of explosiveness, like with box jumps. And I'm not really sure how you are with Olympic lifts, but I had a barbell hang clean, but we can also do dumbbells, which are pretty easy. That's once again firing that triple extension, your hips, your glutes, your quads, your ankle extension, everything like that. Front squats, just because rather than loading the posterior chain, we're going to load the core, and make sure that that weight shifts to the front. So then basically you're maintaining posture. So you're basically dealing with posture just like you would in a swing. Romanian deadlifts, hitting that posterior chain. So hitting that, those hamstrings that basically can tire out over a round. And then our rotational basically stability would be landmine rotations and med ball rotational throws. So think basically throwing a ball to the wall. And if you don't have a wall, just throw it as far as you can, then run and get it. Oh, you do have a brick wall, I think, right behind there. So it probably works out. Your core, I love Pallof press because it's anti-rotation. So basically it trains your core to stabilize even when it's trying to rotate. So it also, like, you do so much rotating, sometimes you gotta do the opposite in order to train it effectively. So a Pallof press hold, so it'd be like basically 20 seconds of keeping your body from rotating. Day 2, we'll roll into mobility and upper body power. I have a mobility circuit of thoracic spine rotations. Everybody talks and everybody loves loves to talk about, like, one of the key things to a golf swing is thoracic mobility, basically in your spine. 90-90 hip rotations. One of the things that a lot of people will struggle with is hip rotations and hip mobility in golf. So mix those in. Deep squat hold. So just think of it as an isometric. And then shoulder wall slide. So loosening up those shoulders so that way basically you get full range of motion in your backswing and foreswing. Power portion of it, we're going to go med ball slam. I like both forward and I like kind of training it to the side as if I'm throwing a golf club down on the ground. And kind of working on that, like dropping my hands rather than rotating from the top and coming over the top. Something you also pointed out that I still do, so I got to fix that still. Plyometric push-ups. So these, I always call these basically plyometric push-ups. You can call them explosive push-ups, hand release push-ups, where basically you think of just you're exploding through your contraction period and your hands are coming like that far off the ground, where basically you're exploding through the upwards motion of it. A dumbbell bench press. Me personally, I like end range training. Some of the things you just mentioned that you want to keep your mobility. You can keep mobility through strength training as long as you go through your full range of motion. You don't shorten the rep range in order to gain a little extra weight. Pull-ups or lat pull downs, whichever is around for you. Half kneeling single arm press. Once again, engage the core. And work that overhead press, which is, one of the, upper body, strength tests for anybody aging. Not that you're a senior, I'm older than you, but I make sure that I can still overhead press. And then our rotational strength is, I would go a cable lift, low to high. So almost mimicking the driver swing, and then a cable chop, high to low, more so dropping the hands in your irons and wedges. Core, a staple in golf, dead bugs. I like doing them with either a foam roller where you actually have to kind of maintain your knees in the same position and kind of rotate it, or I use an exercise ball, a smaller exercise ball, where your knee and your arm have to lock that exercise ball in place so that you're not just going really quick like a bicycle crunch, but you're actually maintaining the core tension throughout the entire movement as control. So that's your Monday, Tuesday. And I tried to make it roughly about, I know.
All right, guys, it's raining. We are out at Back9. We just got done with a 2-hour session, played Ballyhack down in Roanoke, Virginia. Guys, you need to check this place out. This is where it is at. Make sure you get here, 24/7 access. They are doing demos right now. Check them out. If you're doing a public tee time, make sure to hit Fairway Fit Golf BOGO to get your second hour free. All right, check it out. Rainy day, perfect place to be.
Monday, Tuesday.
Greg, I go to sleep. Unlike you, man. I don't stay up until midnight, dude. I wake up at 4 a.m.
But tell you the truth, the sets and rep ranges aren't crazy
I
to the
kinda
point where
think-
this
yeah, I
this should be maybe a 40-minute work.
Yeah, I kind of assumed it was like inside of an hour is kind of what it sounds like.
Yes.
In
Like,
my-
I mean,
well-
I know you got kids, I got kids. I don't plan workouts that take longer than, I mean, me, I try and in my daily regimen, I try and get my lift, my run, and my walk inside of about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that way I can say, hey, I'm going to work out, and within an hour I'm back.
Yeah. I mean, it's just tough in my advanced age to,
I mean, soon you're going to be hitting from the senior team. So,
dude, I'm already moving forward. I can't hang with the young guys anymore.
I don't know about that. I played with you a little bit ago, and I think I almost broke my back trying to get to you. But so day 3, this is going to be strength and rotational force, hip flexor stretch.
Yep.
So a lot of people struggle with hip flexor. I know personally, I have a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt, and it messes with my golf game from time to time. So I'm working to fix that. So definitely a hip flexor stretch, a T-spine open books, and then lateral lunges, kind of working on that weight transfer portion of your golf swing. Power block. I like snatch pulls just because you're working from the ground up and like thinking that basically that high elbow kind of mimics that like back swing, forward swing.
Yeah.
Broad jumps. So explosiveness once again through the golf shot. Then we're going to go trap bar deadlift. Rory McIlroy has sold me on it. I don't think for the last year and a half or so, I have not touched a straight bar for deadlifts. I've done pretty much nothing but trap bar. Now,
That's
like I'll
number one PGA fitness video.
Yes.
Is that Scotty's doing trap bar, Roy's got trap bar, and it's not even like they got that massive a weight on there either.
No.
we have decent.
I mean,
245s, give or take.
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
not
Rory and Scotty will still go heavier, but I mean, for those videos, they ain't lifting too much heavy. But I'll still hit with my barbell cleans and my barbell snatches. Like I'll still hit that like kind of straight bar deadlift start. But like as far as if I'm doing reps, I'm going to be basically hitting a trap bar deadlift. And then a Bulgarian split squat, once again, kind of go unilateral, working one leg at a time.
Right.
And that way we kind of improve our balance and improve our stability underneath our golf swing. So that way you're still working things unilaterally. Rotational force for this day is going to be the landmine press with rotation. So think of it more so of a landmine press and kind of turn into it. So you're working that rotation and opening up the hips. And a med ball shot put toss. So think nothing heavy, nothing like a 20-pound med ball that you're trying to shot put. We're not trying to tear rotator cuffs. I know that, my shoulders are shot. So think more so like 4 to 5 pounds.
Yeah, something small.
As far as like a normal shot.
Yeah,
put.
something you can talk.
Maybe throw it up in the air and have your kid try and catch it with a baseball glove. That's something Brad would do. He'd be like, Tyler, you got to get under it.
Use your hands.
Yeah. Don't look away.
Exactly. Don't look away on that one. And then core, we would do side plank with reach through. So that way you're focusing more so on the obliques on this one. Day 4, this would be the last day, movement day. This would technically, the way that I drew it up would be Saturday. But at the same time, you can move this around. Say you got a tournament on Saturday, you focus on mobility Saturday, maybe hit this Sunday. But
his tournament's just consisting of taking money from me.
so
That's not what me, Brian, Dave. We're just giving his Venmoing him every week. Here.
What's funny is not to step on what you're saying at all, but when I was playing all the time and was working out all the time, I would take a day off in terms of like maybe heavy lifting, but if it was a scheduled day to do something, I would do it because it was a part of the routine.
You program it down and treat it like muscle activation.
I always found like it's hard to start it because you have that soreness and that learning period, but once it becomes a part of your thing, you almost like can't go without doing it, which is like what I was saying earlier, I don't do it as much as I would like to because I really enjoy it, and I'm gonna use June as my month to try to start getting back into a routine of doing some stuff, whether it's just as simple as running and stretching and some core stuff here and there. I'm hoping that you'll send me this list so that I have a
Yeah, I will.
baseline, so that I can work off of it. Whether it's everything or it's just on those days I'm focusing in that area that you're talking about. Because I would love to have some sort of routine to fall back on so that I can motivate myself. Because right now it's like I get home and I go, well, I could do 10 push-ups or 100 sit-ups or, whatever the case is. But like, that's just me making myself do it. This is like something in front of me that's like, hey, today's this day, this day, this day, this day. So, I'm not too worried about a workout affecting my golf swing. I'll warm up enough to hit the ball and all that. But
Me, I personally love working out before I play because I feel like my body's just primed to now go through like a aggressive swing,
right, and
like without thinking.
well, and
without
I think too, if you
saying
listen
like
to
I'm going out there
most
trying
of
to
the
kill
tour
it.
guys, because they're all they're all in the gym now. Sorry, I think I'm stepping on Greg there.
You're good.
I think
So in response to that, like tour players, you hear them talk all the time about their warm up. They go to the gym, they work out. Their warm up is not the range session. The range,
so before Steve, I'm not going to cut you off, but let Greg finish Friday because I
Okay.
actually have questions about exactly what you're getting into.
Well,
You
Saturday,
mean Saturday.
Saturday, we're on
just
Saturday.
to see what. Yeah, but
Okay.
I have questions exactly like what you're getting into. So let
Okay.
Greg finish. I think I said Friday, but I meant day 4.
Gotcha.
'cause I thought
Yeah.
we were on
Gotcha.
day 4,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So this one, explosiveness, speed, mobility, all wrapped into one. Wouldn't be bad for a pre-round workout, but basically it is obviously your warm up, hip cars, shoulder cars, world's greatest stretch, jump rope for a little bit. Then kettlebell swings, lateral bounds. So think of, I call them ice skaters, but also lateral bounds is the same one. Once again, that weight transfer. Medicine ball rotational throws. So once again, kind of priming your core and your hips to fire. A sprint or a bike sprint. And I just said 20 seconds. Just to kind of get those fast twitch muscle fibers going. We can dumb it down to 10. Everything is adjustable depending on your current
I'm
state.
picturing Steve in the parking lot right now. Just
No,
like,
not in the
20
parking lot.
seconds.
This is at the house.
You
This
know,
is at the house prior to the
well,
parking lot.
I'm hearing,
I like the parking
I'm
lot.
hearing this, and all I'm thinking about is, can my ACLs, since they're aged, can they take it?
They're aging.
I gotta.
So then works into, once again, some more unilateral work, single leg RDL, walking lunges, and then inverted rows.
Okay.
But really you could substitute rows. Inverted rows, if you have a squat rack, you put the bar down to the catch bars, you lay underneath the rack and you pull yourself up.
Yes. Yeah.
And just kind of keep that stiff core
Yeah.
and whatnot. And then a mobility finisher with the 90-90 hip stretch, your couch stretch, once again to hit your hip flexors, thoracic spine rotation, and then child's pose with a reach.
Yeah.
Get some yoga mobility in there.
Love it.
But basically something simple and easy that you could hit on Saturday, even if, right before you get there an hour early and go through your entire warm up and kick the crap out of Brad. You can still do this and be like, hey, by the way, Brad, I worked out this morning too.
I know.
So, I mean,
I'm usually good on the weekdays. The weekends, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll stretch and then head to the course. But no, just to piggyback on some of the stuff Greg's put together. I mean, obviously, Greg's been a big impact with me 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago, when I made a huge transition, lost a ton of weight, and then obviously this is why we are doing what we're doing with Fairway Fit. So if anybody is interested in what the program Greg is talking about, just like talk to us in the comments. We'll be able to get you a copy and maybe have some follow-up questions. And for Steve as well, when you get a hold of this, the one thing that Greg and I always talk about is how to adapt workouts to what we have.
Right.
For many, many years, Greg was 2 minutes from his gym. Now he's putting his own gym in, but we do this on the road as well too. We are those kind of crazy guys in the morning of a 3-day men's golf trip and we're still trying to get that little bit of a run activation before we even go out. So, definitely
even if you're puking the night before.
even
I've
even if it's a rough night,
I've
then
puked in rally a couple times.
But yeah, so shoot us in the comments if you're interested and you want to take a peek at it. But my question for the pro here is, you haven't played tournament tour golf in just over 5, 6, 7, 8 years now.
Ages.
But when you were
Back in the
playing,
day.
I feel like around that time, I know what Tiger brought into, but in reality, around the 8 to 10 years ago is when the fitness in golf really, really started to escalate. Like, what did you see when you were out there? Not necessarily what did you do, but what did you see when you're out there? Because you still read today, as much as everyone's talking about the workout regimen of a golfer, still are saying only 10% of them are really, really diehard into it. Only 20% of them are diehard into their nutrition.
Yeah.
They all kind of do whatever they is. But, when you were a part of that world, and especially in the mini tours where it was a grind, what did you see when you were out there?
See a lot of guys running, hotels and houses to stay at. They were all pretty close. So, one time down in Myrtle Beach, you'd see a lot of guys running on like the boardwalk or down the beach line.
Okay.
I don't know what they were doing workout wise in terms of like, I wasn't going to a gym at that time. I would bring things with me that I could use to sort of supplement some of that type of stuff. I always had like a swing stick that I would use, or I would use it for different things. I wouldn't even just use it for swinging, like some mobility stuff. I always worked on core rotational stuff, some flexibility. I did yoga, not like full out yoga, but I would do yoga. So I didn't do like full on
Namaste.
Yeah. I never did that. I probably said that in jest, but I never really did that type of stuff. But I knew enough poses and things that I felt like I could work on flexibility, core strength, and stability. Those were like kind of the things that I would always focus on the road. I didn't feel like I had to push it. I ran a lot back then, because I was playing all the time. So I'd see a bunch of guys running. And then when I would go somewhere where there was a gym available, you would see guys in there working out, 6, 8, 10 years ago. Working out was pretty common. When I graduated college and played, we worked out every morning at 5, and it was a 2.5 hour workout, so the whole team was in there, and we got put through, we'd have to do we had these one things. I just called them the torpedoes. They were like 100 pounds and they had a handle, and we'd have to do a lap around the track.
Mhm.
It's an indoor track, so it's probably only like 200 meters or whatever. But I'll tell you what, man, by like 150 meters, dude, I was dragging. And
Grip is fried.
we would do, we would do a lot of speed and stability core stuff. And it always,
Did you get heavy in those workouts? Were you hitting those
So,
Olympic lifts, or was it more
that was one.
more body weight type thing?
No, that's what surprised me actually, was that we did mostly weights.
Good.
And
I like it.
we would go back and forth between sort of pushing the limits of what you could do, like proper form, but like heavy weights, low reps.
Okay.
If you could do max,
Yeah, let's go strength. That's all you're trying to
right,
do there.
if you could do max 3 reps, but like push your limit,
Yeah.
and then, take that down and do really clean form, but do a lot of reps at a lighter weight, maybe keep the tempo up a little bit more. So we would do that. We did a lot of medicine ball training, throwing,
Okay.
we did the shot put stuff. And, I'll tell you what, you don't know how your shoulders are going to react until you're doing that move, man. That's a move and a half right there. But, so I would see it around, but honestly, a lot of those guys, now it's so commonplace that they have physio that just travels with them.
Yeah.
The PGA Tour supplies a workout place for those guys, where I think while we were doing that stuff, we didn't have a place that we were going. We had to find our way.
Right.
And
Do you know, like, do many tours offer that trailer
So-
now, or is it still kind of like at your hotel or whatever?
I mean, it might be different now. I would assume PGA Tour sanctioned tours
Okay, so
probably
like Latin America.
they
and
probably
stuff like-
have physio that travels with the tour because I think a lot of that has to do now with the investment in the players,
Yeah.
keeping them healthy. And I'm not saying they didn't care before, but when you're playing lower tier stuff, it's really kind of like you pay for your travel, you pay for your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get to that, that really high level of golf.
I mean, you mean you weren't on a net jet in between
No.
each?
I think, Greg, the only time I flew private was when I was 7 and my grandpa flew us around in his Cessna.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I would still take that.
Didn't call.
What about
cost
did you see a lot of guys do like warming up in the parking lot? I mean, was
Oh,
that
yeah. I mean, I would, if I was going to go to a tournament today, I'm going to get there probably 3 hours before tee time
Oh wow. Okay.
because I'm going to spend a lot of time warming up, getting loose. I mean, we're not standing in the parking lot if you don't have to. A lot of that is like in the locker rooms. You would find
Okay.
guys, going through a warm up ritual. Nobody is in there doing deadlifts or anything. You're not
No, I
walking,
know,
in it,
I know.
but you're,
yeah.
you might,
Little bicep curls to make yourself look better
Right.
in the polo.
right.
Right in front of the mirror.
I mean, you'd be surprised at what golfers, trying to get to the next level will do in a locker room, for warm up stuff. Some of it's pretty interesting, but
I could just,
I
I could
I-
see like
I-
John Daly like sitting in a towel, like no shirt, just a towel, and like drinking a beer at like
Oh,
8:30 in the morning.
yeah.
Be like, my tee time's 9:45. I'm gonna do this until
yeah,
then.
he's
I can relate. I can relate because where I was, it was guys holding on to their careers, and oh yeah, I saw some things that I don't tell a lot of people that that need to know that was going on.
I mean,
guys would
Shoot,
whatever.
I'm
took,
not,
whatever.
yeah, I'm not suggesting anything illegal. Nobody
Oh, I
would-
know, but I'm just it's stuff's
It's not
there. I mean,
illegal if you can get it from Mexico.
but yeah. So what was before we get moving here, what was the craziest thing you ever saw somebody in the parking lot doing? I mean, there's got to be one thing that sticks out that you played for so
Yeah,
long and you
yeah.
saw.
So Greg brought up the me running in the parking lot type of a thing.
Yeah.
The craziest thing I saw was it was a guy running in the parking lot, but he was dragging a parachute in the parking lot. He was
Parachute.
dragging a
Okay.
parachute in the parking lot. And the funny
Was he also wearing metal spikes? That would be even better. Like,
Yeah. But the funny thing about the parachute was like it wasn't like, they have those parachutes for runners. Like this, it looked like he had sewn some
His
fabric
bed sheet from Holiday Inn
together
Express. Then
and like jerry rigged the thing, and he just took off running, and it didn't.
dude, he MacGyvered it.
Well, it didn't have a hole in it, so the parachute was. Like,
do you get that? Do you get that reference, Stevie?
MacGyver? Oh,
Do you
yeah.
get them?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
all right. I just
Yeah,
didn't know. You're
absolutely.
so young. I didn't know if you knew
What are you
MacGyver.
talking about, dude? He built a tape airplane, man.
I have a
What?
battery, a lime, and a piece of copper wire. He's a bomb.
But yeah,
that's awesome. I love the parachute. I wish I wish that would be something that would take place at Stone Lee. Somebody running down from the clubhouse back to the range with a parachute.
I should have made you run in wearing the Tiger Fit with a parachute. This turkey shootout. That would have been solid.
That would have been funny.
well,
I was ready to work out.
I'll tell you, I have seen guys walk with the 40-pound vests on.
Yeah.
In practice, they walk with it and then they take it off, hit their shot, put it back on, and go. So I mean, I don't think there's
That's a lot of work taking it on and off.
It is.
It's probably what the caddies do on like a daily basis. Though.
I just,
Those tour bags have got to be like what, 50, 60 pounds?
yeah, 50 pounds at least.
With all your crap that you got in it for the day.
Well, it depends on how nice you are. I mean, if you're,
but I mean, nowadays, like pro golfers are eating so much on the course. They're drinking plenty of fluids and water. Like they're not.
Yeah.
It's not like my bag when I go to like a tour or a
It's
a
got
tournament
12
where
ounce-
I've got like 12-ounce cans
ounces
in it
stuff
that's
in
filled
there.
to the brim. But I mean,
It does get heavier when we fill. 'em
I'll
up,
tell
but
you what,
yeah.
man. If you're Ted Scott, that bag could weigh 200 pounds, and you're gonna find a way to drag that thing for 72 holes. Okay.
That is-
So
I mean, what did they say he was? He would have been like top 10 on the money list.
yeah,
like 2 years
he-
ago.
I
when
think he made.
Gotti had that one.
I think he made like $7 million on the golf course last year. He didn't hit a single golf shot. So
And it's pretty nice.
Must
pretty
be nice.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Like I said before, guys, if you are interested in what the 4-day a week, 4 days plan for a week, just shout out in the comments. We'll get that to you. And
maybe
I know
we'll throw it up on the website.
Yeah, we can put it up there as well too. Someplace to check things out. But man, I appreciate it. Hopefully this will kind of get you a little bit of a jump start. I don't know, being a +3 already, I don't know if I really want to play with you as +6, but if maybe get you on my team and we could do some tournaments that way. But before we sign off here, once again, I want to give another good shout out to the Back9 of Leesburg. Their grand opening is June 5th, 2 to 8. Please come check us out. We will be there. We got some stuff to give out to everyone who comes by. Make sure to see us. Check out their facility, elite indoor golf facility, the full swing simulators, putt view, everything will be there. It is a place to get better. Check them out at theback9.com, Leesburg/Virginia, or give them a follow on their Instagram at B9 Golf Leesburg. Until next time, we will be back in a week to talk about golf, something that we are going to try to get in as we are moving forward here. Get Greg back out on the golf course and get set and ready for major number 2. But until next week, we'll talk to you then.